everyone. We are live, and this is the Doc Gruesome Interview tonight. This is Johnny Wicked, my co-host, my badass partner in crime.
What's up, everybody?
It looks good. Before we bring on Doc, we just want to announce a couple of things. What's upcoming right now, Johnny? We have a lot going on with Keep It Lit, which is our sponsor. Thank you.
Keep It Lit's got they've got a video dropping. We do have a little promo clip for that. We'll show a couple times throughout this interview. Here locally, we're just working silently behind the scenes. Like we got a lot of things going on, but we can't really tell those secrets yet. But within the scene, throughout, just outside of Utah and outside of Keep It Lit, let's talk Doc Gruesome, October 15th in Reno. That's going to be awesome.
Yes.
What do you think about that show?
It's in Cyprus, and I'm pretty excited about going. And I hope you all go. It's also, we're going to talk to Doc a little bit more about who's performing there, but I'm pretty sure Odd Prophet and Ill Matrix are going to be there, or Ill Tricks. A lot of different artists. So we're going to ask him more questions about that show, which is going to be pretty exciting. It's in Cypress, Nevada. But yeah, just real quick before we get Doc on, let's play a little clip of Project Omerta's 50 Million Ways to Die. 60, 70, 80, no, just kidding.
Coming with the hip hop sound, the sound. Not dead, resurrected. Coming with the hip hop sound, the sound. Not dead, resurrected. 6 million ways to die, so I spit into this truth when I break the lies. 6 million ways to die. 6 million ways to die. Hip hop.
Will be released soon. We can't announce the exact date, but we're excited about this video. It's pretty sick. Don't you think, Johnny?
Yeah, it definitely is, and we have a lot planned around the release. That's why we're not giving a date yet. Like, video may be done, it may not, but it's definitely ready for what we have it ready for, and we've got it aimed to catch the fans that have been with us for longer than even I've been with Keep It Lit, and we've got it aimed just as hard at those new fans we plan on drawing into the Keep It Lit Records team.
Yes, and Johnny, you are part of the team. You are
something though about Gruesome. Let's kind of join them up. Let's mention Legion Arts. I like to call him Johnny Law. He's got that Doc Gruesome Zombag out right now. What do you think about those?
I have my eyes on those, and I'm interested to ask Doc about this too once we get him on. See if are those just through that dude, or how do you order them?
As far as I know, Legion has a site, and that's where you would order it from. I've only seen them posted. I don't know any details on that. But I do support the homie. He's a great artist, and he's working with great people, from Doc Gruesome to Keep It Lit to, I've heard Legion has actually done some stuff for Twisted. So he's a great artist working with great people.
So Legion should have a site where you can see all that work. And as for Doc, he will be on soon. We had a little bit of a time zone miscommunication, but all is good. I've been really excited about this interview, and I hope all of you can participate and comment, because we have a special surprise. So Doc Gruesome is also part of Cerberus Click, which is Cerberus Click or Die, motherfuckers. That's where I'm at with that. So it's pretty exciting. Johnny, you are also a fan of Cerberus Click, right?
Oh, yes, definitely. I was actually there for a show back in the day before Cerberus Click was Cerberus Click. Like, all the members were there. They've always been there. but I was there at the pre-Cerberus for a show that during COVID, things didn't necessarily go the way I would have wanted them to for the show, but I still put a show together for Cerberus Click. Nothing against any of the guys in Cerberus Click, but I've always got to put Oogie Boogie out there first and foremost because that man has let me sleep on his couch when I didn't have a place to lay, and I wouldn't know any of the other guys from Cerberus Click if it wasn't for Oogie Boogie. But shout out to the whole clique.
Oh yeah, and whoop whoop everybody. Who do we have here? We have a couple of viewers.
Anybody that's watching right now, as we're getting ready to, do they have any questions they want us to ask Doc Gruesome later?
Right, like get some questions up. Who's fan of Doc Gruesome? Like, hit it up, make some comments. Let's see what you got. I'm just kind of looking around to see who's commenting and who isn't, and got Doc coming up pretty soon. So there's a lot going on though with Gore Fest. Let's talk about Gore Fest for a second. Unfortunately, Doc said he's not going to be there, but there's a good lineup. I don't know who's
Oogie
not going,
Boogie's going to be there.
Oogie Boogie is definitely going to be there.
Studio Get Dough members will be there.
And
Pete Creepy, he's going to be there. If you don't know who that is, go to Denver and check him out, or look up Pete Creepy on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. He's definitely old school underground.
Oh yeah. So I don't know much about.
Obviously, the LSP lineup's going to be there. That's like saying that there's going to be a gathering.
Right.
So you don't know much about what you cut out.
You just cut out too. I guess we are having a little bit of a lag going on, but I can hear you now. So there's always a haunting in this bitch.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Wait for the haunting.
Right.
So I love Doc Gruesome's new album. It's fucking fire. It's full of like music that you don't hear anymore. You know what I mean? He's so unique. The King in Yellow. And are we ready for this? Are you ready, Johnny? What's up?
Oh, I'm ready.
What's good? Y'all hear me good?
Yeah, you looking good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Good.
What up, Doc?
What's good? What's good?
We got Johnny Lickett here and myself, Nadoozy, and Doc Gruesome, everyone. Doc, is this one of your new masks?
Yeah, this is my newest one.
That is sick. And you even have the thorns on the top.
Yeah,
I got a new kind of thorns with it too. It's like metal.
I noticed that mask the other day in the picture. You had the old. Oh, that's
then
killer.
You have that on top. That's sick.
I gotta fuck with it and form it the way I want it, but yeah.
So those are new thorns?
Yeah, those are the new ones that go with this mask. They're supposed to be like metal type shit because this one's for my industrial album, so it has like nails coming out of it.
Nice. It's like what album is that again?
It's gonna be called The Great Mortality.
Ooh, nice. So it's in creation.
What'd you say?
So it's in creation, The Great Mortality.
Yeah, it's dropping early 2024.
Sweet. And you just dropped The King in Yellow, right?
Yeah, like I think it was the 29th of September, or no, sorry, not September, July.
July. It was
sick.
I
don't know why I said
September. It's all good. It's probably all a blur. Yeah. Tell us about this album. How long did it take for you to make it?
The King in Yellow, from beginning to finish, it was probably like 3 months, 4 months. And it was mostly just like waiting on features and stuff from people. I had a lot of the artwork and everything like figured out way early, and like a lot of the songs already done. I already have a lot of the songs and features done for so the Great Mortality. It was kind of a learning curve with the King in Yellow on features. So the Great Mortality, I started by getting all the features done and just sending them out to everyone so they can just kind of work with them while I'm finishing the rest of the album. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That makes
But
sense.
yeah, not too long, honestly. I've been moving pretty fast, especially with like the other fucking 15 projects I was working on in the meantime.
So is the King in Yellow, does it relate to like why did you choose that king? Like, isn't that like a story about a king who
Uh,
I don't even remember.
So the original King in Yellow book that I took a lot of inspiration from is from Robert Chambers, and it's kind of like it's basically a book of a bunch of different short stories. None of them really have anything to do. So basically, that whole book is about how the King in Yellow is a play that is banned throughout the entirety of the world because if you hear it, it drives a lot of people fucking crazy, and it's about how some words put in certain ways can drive you insane. And there's like Carcosa in that book is like a love story. Hostor in that book is about a guy who hears the King in Yellow, and he's like so fucking. He starts to go crazy because he believes he's the reincarnation of the King in Yellow, and he starts to like push everyone away that he fucking loves and everyone that's close to him because he believes that they're all like trying to take away the rights that are owned to him as a king, but in reality there's nothing, and he just ends up in like a psych ward as fucking all crazy and shit. But yeah, that one's kind of a book of like short stories and shit, and then later the King in Yellow was adapted by like a bunch of different horror artists and writers, and most probably like the most famous one would be H.P. Lovecraft. His version of the King in Yellow is like he's like a world eater. He's Cthulhu's brother, and like Cthulhu's building the cult of Cthulhu, and he's building a cult with like the yellow sign. Hastur is, and he's like they're both gonna fight to like take over the ethos and shit. So it's kind of all over the fucking place. I'm just another line of like horror artists to portray it in a different way, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's pretty dope. Like that's cool. Like the Carcosa and the songs were based on those stories.
Yeah, a lot of the fucking songs are based on different stories or imagery or all of it, you know what I mean? I'm real into like shit like that, you know what I mean? I try to like have a whole basis and a feel around albums and stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
and on this album, you had a lot of good features. Like you had Choir Boy, Cody Manson, Buckshot. Who else? Like
Mad Max, fucking Sky Swamp Orange, a lot of fucking dope people. Trey Xavier, Odd Prophet, Cerberus Click, a lot of homies. But yeah, that I love a lot of, and even the new features I'm doing for this new album. I already got a lot of them fucking locked in, and they're gonna be sick too.
nice. Now I have songs ready to play for this interview, and I have music from the King in Yellow, and also the two new ones that you sent me. That have they not been released? Is that true?
No,
So
no, not at all. Yeah,
this is new for everybody to hear tonight. So this is sick.
yeah.
How about we get a song played? I'm gonna let you choose. I have a bunch from the King in Yellow. I also have the two that you sent me. So should I go with the album or the newly released song?
I don't know. What do y'all think? I'm terrible at this.
How about I choose then?
I can't skip a track on that new King in Yellow album, but we already mentioned that Buckshot track, and in my opinion, that track is probably one of the most solid tracks on that album, and it was a great way to end it.
Thank you. Yeah, I fucking love that song.
Yeah.
And that's Silverback, right? Is that how?
Yeah.
What did it? I did not download that one, but
which ones you got?
So I have Carcosa. My favorite one is Colorblind. And
Yeah, Colorblind Fire.
Love Hate is a really good one. And so, but how about I just choose a different one with Cody Nuts? Let's go. This is Catch a Body.
Okay. Yeah, this is with Michigan Mystery.
Oh, Michigan is good.
This is Menace to Society.
Menace to Society.
Yeah, with Mad Max and Peggy.
On the spot, finna make this shit pick up. I was walking down your block with an attitude and chin up. Got you run up on a killer, be an easy fucking stick up. Now you lay in front your homie's house, hoping you can pick the bitch a black star. Said he's swerving from that cop car, not for. From this bitch, I got this cock for. How the fuck you feeling, pussy? Let me really know it. Put the pistol to your skull, no hesitation, for I blow it in its own. Bitch, I got the hammer like a Frank Castle. Pull up and punish your girlfriend before I blast you up with 666. Superstar, low bitch, and I never switch. Super recipe to click, yo. Bend your fucking body back like Yoda, call me DDD. Posted with the million in the mask, you ain't seeing me. Menace to society, just call me old. Bitch, I keep it rockin' in the spot, I make it go on. Slide off in the cut with a bad bitch. She suck me off till I nut like a savage. Cool to you, but to me this shit average. See, I don't care, cause I never really had shit.
Server is clicking mission. In fact, y'all are retarded. If this was some shit you didn't expect, y'all are garbage, and I mean that shit with disrespect. Got this man that we get paid and we get bitches when I cut him while I fuck him, cause them chicks be loving wicked sex. Shut the fuck up while I'm talking, boy. You wish you didn't interject. I always exist with lyrics and wickedness intersect. If you still can breathe, what that means that I ain't finished yet. I've been killing chicks since these motherfuckers was nursing. Ain't a single one of you suckers ever been tough in person. I be smoking while I'm speeding, while I'm swerving, while I'm cursing. I could call you a bitch and you just act like you ain't heard shit.
I bend your fucking body back like Yoda, call me DDT. Posted with the million in the mask, you ain't seeing me. Menace to society, just call me old. Bitch, I keep it rockin' in the spot, I make it go on. Slide off in the cut with a bad bitch. She suck me off till I nut like a savage. Cool to you, but to me this shit average. See, I don't care, cause I never really had
It's
shit.
that trife life demon raising hell straight out of Cleveland. I be trapping, I be scheming, chop a brick up with a cleaver. Hit up haters with a millimeter, change their whole demeanor. Mixing lean up by the leader, posted up with the Grim Reaper. I'm a big stepper, a chin checker, I get cheddar, a trendsetter, a big pressure. I'm a big dog, I got big dick energy. Fuck the law, in my trunk a couple felonies. Let them talk, I'ma shut them up eventually. Knock them off, hit them with the blick and let them bleed. I'm stepping on these serpents and some Doc Martens. Catch you slipping, spin your block and get the Glock sparking.
Bend your fucking body back like Yoda, call me DDT. Posted with the million in the mask, you ain't seeing me. Menace to society, just call me old. Bitch, I keep it rockin' in the spot, I make it go on. Slide off in the cut with a bad bitch. She suck me off till I nut like a savage. Cool to you, but to me this shit average. See, I don't care, cause I never really had shit.
Sick. That's
Yeah.
so fucking sick. I love that song. Sorry, I mixed
Damn,
up
That
the
was
title.
awesome.
Oh no, you straight, you good.
Yeah. So Michigan Misfits, they kick ass. I remember an interview with them a while back. They're doing
Yeah,
pretty
those are
good
the homies.
out there.
They kill shit and they're super good dudes.
Hmm I haven't seen them live yet, but someday, right?
They're dope. I performed with them. I think only like one time at Camp Zool, but they killed it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So Johnny, do you have any questions for Doc?
Not any questions per se right now, but I just have to say, like, I was letting Meduzzi know before we started the interview. Like, I also gave her a CD that pre-amps Cerberus Click. You remember the
I'll
not
grab it.
prologue, the Plague album when it was
Oh,
just
the
Ultra.
prologue.
Yeah, the prologue. Okay, so I was gonna say it right. I was just
Yeah.
letting Meduzi know about those days, and like COVID kind of threw us a curveball, and things weren't the best, at least the way I look at that show. But do you remember that show I put together in Colorado when Oogie got out of
Yeah.
jail? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I freaked out at the place because they were being assholes.
Oh yeah, I freaked out on them too, and I quit my normal job with them. Like, no, they treated us all like shit.
Oh,
Fuck
that's
you,
Yeah.
so
they treat us
good.
like shit. Yeah, it was.
No, I
But
appreciate you having
we,
us out there. It was dope.
hey, no problem. I just appreciate how far you guys have come and all that. Like, even yourself as a solo artist, you've gotten more of like, this is Doc Gruesome, and now everybody knows who Doc Gruesome is that knows who you are, and here's the name. And it's because you guys have all worked together individually on yourselves and together. And just congratulations, man.
Thank
Oh,
you,
yeah.
man. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
All of you together in Cerberus, like, I mean, I follow you guys all the time. I play on Spotify.
Yeah.
Fucking absolutely love you guys. So, but you, Doc Gruesome, stand out. Big
Thank
time.
you. Yeah.
You really do. And your music is incredible. And I wanted to ask you about your experience with music. Like, did you know you were going to be doing this at a young age, or was this something that just happened? Like, tell us your story.
Yeah, so I've kind of always been inclined to just like music and art has kind of always been the only things I've been interested in. Like I remember trying to sit down and record songs and like put things together as early as like 8 or 9 years old. But I started like actually going to places and recording at like 12, 13. And then I joined Ill Tricks when I was 15 or 16. And then we were doing a bunch of shows all over. Like it was like I was young as fuck. Like we would show up at bars and like a lot of places would like walk me up to the stage and like let me do my set and then walk me out and shit. Like it was fucking crazy. But I don't give a fuck. Like I always just wanted to do music, you know, and then I've only been doing Doc Gruesome solo shit for like a year or two, and that's really what's been popping. But I just I don't know. I think it's just because I put a lot of time and effort. Not that everyone else in Cerberus Click doesn't also, because they do also, but I just put a lot of time and effort into like everything, you know, like my aesthetic and my vibe and just like my music and like the bases around my album and the themes and like the way everything looks, the way everything's presented. Like I'm real picky about the way all my shit comes out and the way it looks and the merch that's with it or whatever, you know. So uh I think that's why. I don't know. It's weird because like growing up, all the shit I used to like, nobody fucking thought was cool. But now it's like cool now, I guess. So all this shit that I think's cool, everybody like hella fucks with and buys a fuck ton of
Like,
it.
So you like started this new trend in a way.
I don't think so. I just think everyone's picking up like new metal and crust punk style and shit now, and it's becoming like mainstream. But I've been doing that shit since I was a kid, you know, like making my own pants and my own clothes and my own fucking, you know, whatever the fuck. So like now that's becoming like marketably cool, but like nobody can get the shit I have because I make it myself. So I don't know. A lot of people always like trip over like, you know, just like my clothes or whatever. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so I think it just I think it just, you know, I just like eye catching, you know what I mean?
Right. I get it. Like, and your masks are amazing. How many different ones do you have?
I got 3 different ones right now. These are the other 2. So this is the first one that I ever got. And it's like, it's supposed to be like an old dead severed face.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the second one I got with like the crown of thorns. And it's like a
Right.
fresh severed face. And that one's gnarly on the inside too. And it has like tendons and shit in the mouth.
Oh, that's sick.
And then this is my new one that I just got for the new album. I'm trying to switch it up like every album. You know?
So, do you order this from a certain person, or do you make them yourself?
No, yeah, my homie Ron Sambo makes them all.
Okay.
Yeah, he does all my shit, all my replicas, all my masks, all everything. He's fucking crazy with it.
Nice. What do you see? Like, you're releasing this album next year, and this will be like your second year solo, doing your solo work. Where do you see yourself as with your own solo gig, Dr. Gruesome? Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself soon?
Honestly, like, I don't know. I don't know if I could say exactly where I want to be, but I know, like, as far as like monthly listeners, I'm looking for like close to 1 million soon. I'm trying to like jump out of this whole underground shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I love the underground. I grew up in it. I got hella homies in it, but it's just like I try to make music that can put me in different circuits, you know what I mean? Like I like do the goth rock shit, I do like metal type shit, I do new metal type shit. And that's why I'm doing like all types of different shows. So I'm trying to really just like expand my audience as much as possible and just like blow the fuck up. That's really what I'm trying to do.
Oh yeah. I see that happening big time. And it's good not to limit yourself to just the underground.
Nah.
You know?
Yeah, I just not as much as limiting, but I'm just not complacent with it, you know, just being like underground famous or whatever, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to I'm trying to create my own style of shit, you know.
Which is dope. And your style is dope. I want to play another song. This song is another one of my favorite ones. It's Colorblind. And this
I love
gives
that
you an
song.
idea.
Every time I lay my head, another fucked up day is waiting me. And every color that I see anymore, it turns to gray. Yeah, fade away. Fade away. And I've been feeling like I'm colorblind. Hard to find a light up in my life, I think I'm losing mine. Everything is gray, everything is rotten, everything's decayed. Everyone around me left and I ain't had nothing to say, cause I'm a burden to myself and to my family. Excusing all my actions with the fact I've lived in tragedy. But fuck that, I don't want your prayers, hope tuck that. Keep pities to yourself, I got more than enough. Whack motherfuckers always wanna test me day by day. Slowly but surely I watch that color go gray. Fade away into the dark, that's where I'm home. Where my eyes look like I'm living in the twilight zone, yeah. And every time I lay my head, another fucked up day is waiting me. And every color that I see anymore, it turns to gray and fades away. Yeah, fades away. Life flat in the pitch black where the light at. Blame it on myself every day, but deny facts. I bypass any real help and slide past any chance of hope, like I'm wearing double eye patches. Fuck living on my life passes. Gotta play the cards I'm dealt with, having hot flashes. I love crashing into the wall that I used to. I'd rather be here by myself like I'm used to. I'm really sorry if this shit all confused you. I'm sorry that I ain't the man that deserves you. I apologize for the bullet in my skull, but I just couldn't watch your color go dull. And every time I lay my head, another fucked up day is waiting me. And every color that I see anymore, it turns to gray and fades away. It fades away.
So
Yeah.
do you have does Bad Mind, does he work on your stuff?
Yeah,
Do you work
Bankard
with
Beat.
him?
Yeah. Yeah, he does
Mhm.
all my shit. That's my brother. He does like pretty much all my production, like all my engineering. That's my
Mhm.
boy.
I'm gonna have him engineer a song for me as soon as it's ready for him. He's gonna do it. I'm excited because
Fuck yeah.
he's incredible. Like he really helps like everybody's music pop, you know?
No, he's the
Um,
shit, and he really gets what I go for on a lot of things. Like me and him vibe because we grew up on a lot of the same shit, you know.
mhm. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah,
Yeah, shout out to Bad Mind, everybody.
thanks. Yeah, if anybody fucking likes my sound and needs beats or engineering or anything, Keith Cosmopoulos, Bank Hard Beats, he fucking
Mhm.
kills everything. Go check his shit out.
Mhm.
And he
And
does all my shit. Like I've had a lot of motherfuckers like question, like, oh, I don't know if he could do what I want. Like he does everything. Like that. All of my rock shit, all of my fucking heavy shit, all my slow shit, all my goth rock shit, all my industrial shit. Like he does all of that. He's
Mhm.
crazy versatile with production.
He's crazy talented, big time. And
Facts.
he deserves a lot of credit. So
Facts.
colorblind, I love that one. The cemetery, am I saying that right? The cemetery one that is before this album that you released.
Cemetery Rose with Fams.
Oh my god. I played that song at least 10 times back to back.
Yeah, I fucking
I don't
love
know
that
what it
song.
is about that song. Tell me a little bit about it. Just I'm a
Fams
fan.
killed that shit. We actually performed it together at Camp Zool, which was dope. That was like one of the first times of us meeting and we fucking performed that shit. But yeah, I put out Runaway, I believe, and then Fams hit me up and he was like, "Hey, bro, if you ever do any fucking weird experimental shit like this again, like let me know." And I was like, "Well, I had that one open because I didn't know what I was gonna do with the second verse, really, if I wanted to like sing all the way through it or what I was gonna do." And then he hit me up with that, and I was like, "Well, there's perfect. I'll just have him fill it up," and he fucking killed it. So yeah, that's how that song came to be, and that's like one of my favorite tracks on the album. That shit's sick.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
if you like that vibe, I have a whole album like that coming too. It's gonna be called "Too Late for Love Songs."
that's what you were saying, and I thought it was the King in Yellow, and I was like, well, that's not quite. I mean, um, what was the? I can't remember which one it was from or from your new album that kind of sounded similar to. Let me look this up.
Love Hate.
Love Hate, yeah, Love Hate
Yeah,
is also pretty similar to that. So
yeah.
I
No, I
love how
was
versatile.
mixing a couple on the albums, but I've had a bunch of people who are like, "I need an album of just this." So I'm gonna do. I'm working on that and The Great Mortality right now. The Great
Hell
Mortality
yeah,
is gonna come out first, and then that one will be like shortly after.
hell yeah. So Too Late Love Songs. Is that what it's
Too
called?
Late for Love Songs,
Too Late for Love Songs. I'm gonna look out for that. Everybody
because
check it
I'm
out.
good, you know.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Do you know, Johnny? Do you
I don't know.
know?
You know, you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
Yeah,
about.
I don't know, but I am intrigued, like in hearing like that concept design. Is that album itself going to come with a newer like growth in you, and we're going to see a different mask by that point? Because I did see the picture on Facebook of the three masks lined up, and I really liked the growth in each one.
Yeah. So just because I'm doing them so close in proximity, I wanted to work on both of them at the same time. I'm probably gonna have this mask for both of those, but then my album after that, I'll probably do a new mask. But who knows? A lot of the times, I get new masks every time I do pre-orders, and I'm about to do pre-orders for the version 2 with or without Crown of Thorns soon. So I might have a new one for that album too. Who knows?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So tell us about
Okay.
Blender.
Tell us about what?
Blender.
Okay, yeah. So Blender is off the Great Mortality, and that's featuring Jonathan Hellhouse of Oh the Horror. It's super fucking sick. way different. It definitely gives you the feel of the kind of the vibe of the album. The album's gonna be like industrial trap funk. It's crazy, but you'll get it when you hear this.
Okay, yeah, let's play it so everybody can kind of get a feel for it. And if you're watching this now, thank you. Share and get ready for a badass song.
This is called Kosa. This isn't Blender.
It's not. I just realized I clicked on the wrong one. Which Carcosa is pretty good.
Yeah, that was Carcosa.
Yeah, sorry. Here we go.
No, you good. You good.
Everybody gets a taste.
Shout out the Shao Kahn laugh that's sampled throughout that whole beat. That shit's sick.
That is sick. Like, oh yeah, I can see a mosh.
That hit hard. That's some awesome bass there.
Thank you. Yeah. I also got one that I'm working on with Loki. It's gonna be called Porcelain Ice Pick. That's like crazy.
Oh, nice. Loki's pretty dope. Like, that's cool to have him feature on that.
I got some dope features on the album. I don't want to put them all out there, but they're sick.
Yeah, that's cool. I know it's gonna be pretty exciting to see that album drop. You just dropped one,
Yeah.
but we just want more and more, which is pretty.
Well,
dope.
that one's dropping. Tombstones and Funeral Homes is dropping the 31st. So in like fucking what, I don't know, 4 days, 5 days, whatever the fuck it is. So that's dropping soon as fuck. Then we have Book of the Dead Chapter 2 that's coming in October. We have something else slated for next month that we're about to announce also. We have albums until like August of next year, like every month. I have Postmortem with Itsu. I got another Iltrix album we're going to be working on. I got a project with Worm we're working on. Me and ODP are starting a new project. I got 2 solo projects. I got a crazy amount of shit right now. So music will not stop coming anytime soon.
Is it ODP or Odd Profit? Like, or is that
I
just
call
your
him ODP because
Okay.
I've known him for fucking a crazy long time, and his name used to be Overdose the Prophet, and that was long as fuck. So we would all call him ODP. But now his name is Odd Prophet, not
right?
OD Prophet or anything like Odd Prophet. It's all like one thing, you know. But I still call him
Mhm.
ODP because I've just known him for fucking ever.
Right. We interviewed them, Odd Prophet, Oogie Boogie, and Maniac
Yeah.
in May or
Yeah, I don't know
June.
if you guys saw, but unfortunately, Oogie Boogie is no longer a part of Cerberus Clique. It's no hate or
What?
malice. We announced today, but he kind of wants to go and do his own thing for Gallows Hill or whatever. So we wish him the best, and we're all kind of separating, you know.
Yeah, that's really sad, actually.
Yeah, it is
My
what it
heart
is,
is
you know.
actually like,
Yeah, that's what
fuck.
happens when you grow up.
Yeah.
It happens, you know. Sometimes people just have kind of different outlooks on the way things should go. So we're not trying to blow nothing up, make nobody choose no sides, do nothing, put nothing out there. So we just hope him the best, and we're gonna keep it pushing, you know.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And he'll do great, and so will you guys.
Right.
And
You mentioned postmortem, and it was actually something I was going to bring up. Anyways, I saw a post. You both and Hex Rated handled it quite brilliantly and politely, in
Yeah,
my opinion. But for those that don't know that there are multiple postmortems coming out in the underground, can you kind of explain this for people?
yeah. So it's funny because I'm actually on Hex's postmortem. He hit me up for a feature. I didn't know what the whole album was or the project or anything. He just kind of hit me up and was like, "Hey, you want to get on this song for my next project?" And I was like, "Bet." Um, and then so the thing is I was working on an album with my brother Effect called After Death with our group, and he passed away unfortunately. So I never really got to put that out, but the album was always supposed to be After Death or Postmortem. You know what I mean? And so I kind of always wanted to do that in honor of him. And then me and Itsu were working on that album, and I was like, "Yo, this would be the perfect time to do it. It kind of fits all the art and the vibe and everything." And then we announced it, and then Hex hit me up, and he was like, "Hey, bro, I'm not trying to like be a dick or anything, but I got all this coming out. So like, what's up? How far are you into this?" And I was like, "Bro, I already got like art made for this and like merch slated for it and all types of stuff. And I honestly don't want to change the name because this is an album I've been working on since 2014 in honor of my brother, like the name at least, you know." And but yeah, me and him kind of really just both understood where each other was coming from, and it was honestly a really like nice, genuine thing, and it was good promo for both albums. So it worked out good, which you don't see happen a lot. Usually people are fucking assholes. And to be honest, me and him were both like, "Yo, I might have been an asshole in this situation if it was anyone else, or I was like any amount of time younger and dumber, you know what I mean?" But yeah, me and him were both like, "Well, let's make this a fucking positive, you know?" So it worked out really
Right.
good, and I think everyone kind of saw that.
that's sick. That's cool.
Yeah. Shout out Hex. He a good dude.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and definitely shout out to Hex Rated and all the LSP crew. Like everybody I've met from that crew that's still part of that crew is humble as fuck.
Yeah, no, well, I got love for hella people in LSP. Scum's always been super nice to me, and Same Poetry has always showed us hella fucking love. Donnie Menace is
Oh
like
yeah.
one of my good ass friends. I talk to him constantly, back and forth. You know, Hex is hella cool. Me and him have done shit together before. I know a lot of people have been on LSP in the past that I'm cool with. Like, so Cody Manson, you know what I mean? Like a bunch of people on there, are, like actually really good
Oh,
homies
yeah,
of mine. So,
I just saw Cody in Idaho.
oh yeah, fuck yeah. How was that?
Hmm. It was really awesome. Like I had never really gone to Idaho for a show, and Stein Entertainment here in Salt Lake City decided, we need to do things outside of Utah maybe a little bit, and he threw the first ever Southern Idaho Hip Hop Festival. So Odd Squad family, Cody Manson came through, put Whoop What on stage with them because they're out on tour with him right now. So Cody showed them love
Yeah.
and all that, and I got to see some new acts I hadn't seen before, and I always love new music. But it was a great venue, great vibe. I got to watch Cody and his little brother get tattooed by Doc Satan.
Fuck yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, he puts on a good show. He just came out here and he's always does that shit. That's what I'm
Hopefully,
saying.
we
Like
can get
I've
Doc
heard.
Satan out to your show on October 15th in Reno. Working on the trailer right now.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, he's got a
Yeah,
badass RV.
I don't know if you saw the Motel 6 tattoo that Cody Manson has been showing pictures of lately on Facebook and the social medias. Yeah, Doc Satan did that. Spencer Arts.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've definitely seen his shit before. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. So
yeah.
when we come down to the show, now tell us about the show on October 15th.
Yeah, so it's gonna be me and Warlord Colossus headlining, and there's a bunch of other fucking acts on the bill. We got Worm, Odd Prophet, Lil Maniac, Split Persona, fucking Body Bag Rejects, Trev Stone, Stu J the Vamp. So it's gonna be a fucking stacked ass show. It's gonna be super dope, all kind of different vibes. Warlord kills shit, so I feel like me and him back to back will be fucking insane. So if you want to go get your fucking tickets now. There's only 300 available, and we're already moving a good amount. So I would say definitely go get those in advance. But it's also going to be super dope, kind of Halloween vibes. Like best costume gets $100. We're going to be doing like grab bags and shit for the first 50 people through the door. Just like little cool things like that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So if anybody here in Salt Lake City wants to go, just get in touch with us. We're going to try and bring a whole crew down. So get your tickets
slide. Definitely. Oh, yeah. If y'all need the ticket link, just let me know. I'll send it if you can't find it anywhere on my page.
I'm going to make a mask and enter the contest.
Do it. Yeah, I believe the winner gets $100, and they're gonna be crowned with like a crown of thorns by me at the end of the night. So.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so make sure you come out to that. That shit's gonna be fucking insane. I'm stoked for it. And if you don't know who Warlord is and everybody else I mentioned, go look them up. Their music's fucking crazy.
I've seen. Aren't they from? They're not from Reno or from Nevada, right? Or are they?
No, Warlord Colossus. I don't know exactly where he's from, honestly, so I don't want to talk out of my ass. But I think Washington area, maybe. I'm not too sure though.
I'm friends with one of the dudes from Warlord.
So, Warlord is only one guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Warlord Colossus is one guy. He's blowing the fuck up right now. He has like fucking almost 800,000 monthly listeners on Spotify right now.
Okay, I'll have to check him out. Maybe I'm thinking.
Yeah, he's sick for sure.
That's dope.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I didn't really hear of his shit until the homie was talking to me and showing me some shit and talking about maybe putting him on this show or whatever. And it's funny because they have a group with like a bunch of their homies called Hellhound Militia, which is funny as fuck because we got Cerberus and all of our fans are called Hellhounds and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of worked out. Like it was all written in the stars type shit.
The Hellhounds of Cerberus.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, it was fucking funny, man. So and we're all kind of on the type shit. Like the key mix is also like super heavy, new and different. So it's gonna be a dope show.
Yeah, I'm fucking excited. I've been planning this for a while. So definitely Johnny and I will be there for sure. We're definitely
I'm stoked to see you guys. I'm stoked to see everybody. I have a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. It'll be fun.
I have a lot of people who are supposed to be traveling out here for that show. So.
Yeah.
Hopefully, for me, it's like almost a halfway stop. Like I live in Utah now, as a lot of people know, but I'm from Humboldt County, California. So it's like, oh, Reno? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's not too far at all. Yeah, for sure.
It's like halfway. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So isn't there an album called Hellhounds? I'm pretty sure there is. And
there's a song called Hellhounds from Cerberus.
So are you on that one?
Yeah, I do the chorus and I have a verse on that one.
Yeah, you are. I'm trying to remember. I love Hellhounds. I don't have it ready to play, but
no, you good.
That was released in like 22, right? I'm trying to remember.
I believe so. Yeah, that was one of the singles we released for Book of the Dead 1.
Nice. So that's like an older one, but you have one that hasn't been released yet that I'm going to play tonight too. Iltrix Cremation Casket. Tell us about it.
Cremation Casket, yeah. So the whole album is going to be called Tombstones and Funeral Homes. So it's all like super, you know, it has like that cemetery, morgue, funeral home type vibe. So yeah, Cremation Casket is a casket you're cremated in. You know what I mean? But it's a fucking super dope song. It's real heavy and different. It's got me screaming on there and shit. It's dope.
I think I saw a picture that was made of like Iltrix. You guys are like standing above the tombstone. Is this the right one? You have so many pictures out there.
Yeah, the album, for Tombstones and Funeral Homes.
Yeah. That's sick. I wanted to ask you before I play this song, who's your artist?
It depends. I work with a few different people, but Yazdi, Berkahar Illustrations does a lot of our shit. I do a lot of our shit. Laps does a lot of our shit, and then a lot of times I work with the homie Human Defect too. He's super crazy with it also. But those are really only a select few people I work with. I work with some other people sometimes, and I'm starting to branch out more now with art because like I have no time to draw for myself because I'm like so caught up with everything I'm doing and clients and shit, you know, that I've just been reaching out to other people, and now it's like seems like everybody I go to, I'll work with them for a while, and everybody will gravitate over there. So I got to try to keep like moving around to try to keep it like fresh and different.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
If you want something fresh, Crooked Hooks. I interviewed him a while back. He is making art for people. He loves it, and he's a homie. Like, if you want to support other artists, are you familiar with Crooked Hooks from Colorado?
No.
Check it out. Check him out. You can hit him up. His name is Crooked Hooks on Facebook. He does not charge that much. He does album covers, and he does some really sick art. So,
yeah, I'm down to check it out. I'm just real picky about quality of shit. You know what I mean?
He's like horrorcore, and it's amazing quality.
Okay, so, yeah, I'll check it out for sure.
So yeah, so let's play this song. Cremation
on the artwork.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna mention, like, on the artwork, somebody that anybody paying attention right now knows you work with. Before you came on, we were talking about your Zombags through Legion. Is there a link that me and Meduzi don't have in our heads right now that people can hit up for those?
I'm not sure exactly what it is offhand. It's like for that exact bag, it's like a bunch of like slide through links. But if you go to Legion's page or just hit Legion up, I guarantee you he will point you in the right direction. So just go over to Legion Artwork and hit him up directly, or I'm sure you could find his website through, you know, any of his pages. But
nice.
Yeah, that one's actually super dope because I drew that. I drew the outline for it, and he kind of went through and fucked with the colors and everything. It was kind of like a back and forth collab. So yeah, it was dope.
I wish I had a picture of it. I could put it up here, but you guys should check it out. From Legion.
Yeah, they're fucking dope, and they're super good quality. Everybody I've seen get one, they're like stoked about them.
Nice. All right, well let's play Cremation Casket, and thank you, Johnny, for asking that because I wanted to know too. All right.
No problem.
This fire here has been lit for many years. Feeling like a mutant amongst my peers. I'm finding out one of my greatest fears. Now I'm blacking out every time I try and face the mirror. I'm a purple maniac, popping acid tests with the knife out my back and stab to at the people who laugh. You thought this shit was a joke. Now I split you in half. Cut my initials in your flesh, leaving my autograph. They don't know where I'm staying. I'm not leaving those clues to ask for help every night on the evening news. But they can catch me, bitch. I'm gone in the wind. I'm out on another living life like an abscess. And I can't wait to get popped. See the motherfucking face, so then I'm setting up shop. Burning down your cold remains in the crust cast top. With a silver wrist chain and a 9mm Glock. Bitch, you fucking on the block that the whole crew ran through. Sitting afterwards, talking how she can't stand you. Saying since you gone, she need a real man to handle. Little does she know you in the more dismantle, bitch. Washes the ashes, they rain from the skies. Fire is burning, you feel it inside. Like that bitch, like that bitch, like that bitch.
Okay. That
Yeah.
screaming was sick. Like, was
Thank
that
you.
something a little bit different for you vocally? Or is that something that you've done before?
I've kind of been doing that a lot more ever since like Death Gods really is when I started going real heavy at Death Cult and Death Gods with ODP, and then like Carcosa, and I do it through a lot of songs throughout the King in Yellow and shit, but I've been getting a lot more comfortable with it, so now I'm doing a lot more songs where it's like front and center, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Like, you did a really
So
good job.
semi-new for it to be like up front like that, but not like totally new to me, you know?
So when you're performing at a show, do you have to really practice your shit a lot to get everything right on point? Or
Not really, honestly. I've been performing, like I said, in clubs since I was like fucking 15. So I'm pretty comfortable with performing. I don't really get too jittery. And honestly, all the times when I've like really worried about it and like tried to like over practice and like sit there and memorize, I fuck something up. It's like I put too much on it and I fuck myself over in the moment. Like I just need to go up there and feel it. Like so I really don't. I just put my set together and then I show up and do it, honestly. Like
hell yeah.
and a lot of the times like I'll know, like I said, I've been performing for a long time, so I'll know like, you know, when I'm doing songs like Colorblind or Carcosa or like that song, like if I have to switch up and scream, I'll drop out a bar or two before I come into that and then like give myself a chance to kind of switch my vocal range and, you know, go into that.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah. So you have it down. So it's
not, for the most part, yeah.
What, like, have you had an experience at a show where it has been like such a bad disaster that you have learned a hardcore lesson? Like,
yeah.
Like, what was the number one that sticks out in your mind?
I don't know. Like, as far as like disaster shows, like one of the worst shows I've ever done, honestly, was that one I did in Colorado for the prologues, just because of how shitty they were treating me the whole time. And then I drove out there to headline and they cut me off 2 fucking songs in and they're like, sorry, it's COVID.
What?
Yeah, a DJ walked up to me, he's like, you can finish this song, homie.
Like if I could remember the venue's name, I'd throw it out there. They deserve to be known. They're
Dickens Opera House. Fuck that fucking really place. They can suck my whole nutsack and my asshole.
Yeah, Dickens Opera House. Yeah, fuck Dickens Opera House in Longmont.
I remember that place.
Yeah,
like fuck that place.
The owners.
So hey, I'm in the middle of my fucking set. I drove all the way out from Reno to headline.
The new owners,
and these
owned a restaurant
motherfuckers
in Florida once thought they could move to Colorado and run a venue.
Yeah, and these motherfuckers, I drive all the way out from Reno to Colorado to headline. They put me on stage. I do 2 songs of my half-hour long set, and homie walks up to me. He's like, hey bro, they said you can finish this song, but you got to cut it after this. So instead of finishing the song, I told him to cut it, and then I took the rest of the time I had telling everybody how much they fucking suck and how they can all eat my dick. I was like, fuck this place, fuck this venue, fuck you, you're a shitty bartender, fuck you, suck my dick, this DJ sucks dick, this lighting guy can suck my fucking dick. I was like, the promoter's cool, and everybody who came out to see me, I love y'all, but fuck this place. And I slammed the mic on the ground and jumped off stage and just left.
Fuck that.
Like they wanted us to, they wanted us to put everybody, not just the stage stuff and how they treated us that way. They treated us like they wanted us to take everybody's merch tables and put them in the hallway of the entrance going up the stairs. They wouldn't even let us have
by a
tables by the
fucking
stage.
restaurant
like,
when we're all
show.
upstairs.
I bought my own tickets to my own show, and then they did, and then yeah. I bought my own tickets to my own show to make sure that they would know it was going to sell, and they still wanted to jip me on my money at the end of it.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, they were shitty. I got there and they were trying to act like hella people that were already there with tickets came outside and saw us, like they were outside smoking and they saw us loading all our shit in. And they were like, hey, you guys need help? And a bunch of people helped us carry like our boxes of shit upstairs. And they were like fucking with us like we were trying to sneak people in. And I was like, all these people have already paid and have wristbands on, you dumb fuck, if you just learned how like anything works. And then they sit there and they watch me set my merch booth up for like fucking 35 minutes. Like I'm laying everything out. I'm setting up all the shit behind me. I'm setting up the lights. I'm setting everything out. And then as soon as I get everything set up, this motherfucker comes up to me. He's like, hey, bro, you can't be here.
What?
And I was like, bro, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Like, and he's like, well, where can I go? And it pissed me off because I'm the headliner, dude. And I had hella merch. And then they had two guys set up across from me, and they're like, yeah, they took the only spots. And it's two dudes like at a bar table with one shirt placed out like 10 different times, just the same shirt in different sizes. And I'm like, dog, I have a fuck ton of shit. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, this is my only way of making money. So I'm sitting here arguing back and forth with this fucking guy. And then he's like, all right, you can set up over there. And I'm like, all right, bet. So I go and I set up over there. Another 35 minutes of me setting my shit up after he just made me break it down. And then after I set it up again, they come up and they're like, hey, bro, too many people are crowding around your table. So it's bad for COVID. So we need you to take your shit downstairs and this and that. And I'm like, I'm the headliner. They're here to buy merch. If I take it downstairs, there's still going to be that many fucking people there. Like, I was getting so upset. So I got to a point where I was just like, fuck y'all. And I took all my shit down and put it back in the boxes. And then these motherfuckers walk up to me and there's just as many people around our table trying to talk to us and kick it with us. And like, hey, can I still get something? Can I do this? But the only difference was my merch was out and I wasn't making any money. And they were like, yep, that's cool.
Are you serious? Oh my god, I would snap.
Yeah,
dude, I did. At the end of the night, I'm pretty sure I broke their mic.
I was working for the venue. That's why I booked the show there. They tell me we could sell 50 tickets. That's the COVID rules at that time in Colorado. I sell 50 tickets, and all of a sudden they're bitching at me because there's more than 50 people here. They're trying to tell me that the artist counted as the 50, their team counted as the 50. I'm like, you people told me 50 tickets. You can't tell me people's team count towards that 50. Like they just wanted nothing. Like they saw the image and didn't realize it was the image they didn't want in their venue, and they treated us like shit. Fuck the Dickens.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure I broke their microphone, and I told everybody that worked in there to suck my asshole. So.
Well done.
Oops, mic drop.
I would actually make them suck my asshole.
They deserved every bit of that. I didn't give a fuck. And the bartender was a piece of shit. EJ spent hella money at the bar and tipped this bitch hella money. And then one of my other homies walks up. I watched EJ do it. I watched him tip it. He got like 6 drinks. His total was like $100-something, and he tipped this bitch like 80 fucking bucks. Like, because she was making hella drinks. Like, I don't know. EJ was just overly nice when he had money, you know? And then, so he fucking tipped this bitch hella money. And then me and my homie walk over to the bar again. And I hear this bitch with one of her fucking coworkers talking about how, oh, this motherfucker didn't tip me. Like, talking about EJ like he's a scumbag. And I just watched him tip you almost the entire bill of what he paid. Like, I was like, yo, fuck this place, bro.
Whoa. Well, and then with the COVID shit, you would be like, look, I got a mask on. Like,
and it's like you're making money. Like, this place hasn't been open like this whole time. You're out here making good money, and you're going to start talking shit to people and have a shitty attitude? Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah,
I don't
fuck Dickens
know.
Opera House. Never again
So
will I ever
so
go there.
so yeah, fuck anything to do with those people.
Right.
Facts.
Well,
So hey Doc, does anybody deserve a good shout out from you? Like who you got? Who deserves a shout out? What links can people look you up at?
mhm.
So a good shout out to I'd say is my team. That's really all I give a fuck about. I got a lot of homies in the ground. You know what I'm saying? I got all love for them. But Cerberus Click, Ill Tricks, Gruesome. That's where you can find all my shit. CerberusClick.com. You can find all my merch, all my CDs, all of our collab shit, all of everything. So make sure you go and check all those out. Uh, as far as homies in the underground, good people, check out Sky Swamp Orange. Check out Fams and the Hooligans. Check out fucking Dean Von Odd. Check out fucking, you know what I'm saying, hella people. Legion. I got hella homies, but check my shit out. Gruesome, Cerberus Click, Ill Tricks. You can find everything.
Fuck yeah. Oh yeah. And anybody else that like what's your best experience in your music? I asked you about your worst. Now what's your best? What has been your best show ever?
I don't know. That's hard. I've done a lot of shows throughout the years that were all good for different reasons, to be honest. But
Mm-hmm.
opening up for ICP on the Riddle Box tour was cool. When they came out and did that again, that was a really fat show, and it was kind of just like, you know, something like my little kid in me got to check off. But that was cool. But I've done a lot of shows that were like super crazy and big out of nowhere. Like Brain Fest was super cool when we did that way back in the day. Yeah, it's rough. I've done so many fucking shows. It's hard. But I
Right?
like
I mean,
shows. They're all good for different reasons. Like there could be nobody there, and if I networked with a lot of people and made some solid connections, it was a win for me at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean it doesn't matter how many people are there. It's really about the vibe and the crowd
right.
and how it
Because
turns
I've
out.
done huge shows that are fucking big as fuck, and there's like hundreds or thousands of people there, and then it's like, you know, it's like you're treated like shit, like you're an opener. You know, it's like there's no mingling and like making connections with people. It's like you're here to do your thing and stay the fuck out of everyone else's way. So it's like I've had different experiences all over the place with all different size crowds and all different type of shit. It really just depends on the type of people that are running the show and the way they treat themselves. Some people don't give a fuck. Like some people are there to get their money and move on. They don't give a shit about anything else, you know. Which I get,
Yeah.
but you know.
But at the same time, there's power to music, and when you run your shit with a good attitude and it's positivity,
Yep.
it comes back. You know what I mean?
Well, see, and that's the thing. Like, I try to be super nice and helpful and positive to anyone I can. Shit always ends up coming back to me because I'm really like passionate and blunt and strong worded about the way I say things, and some people can't handle that. But I don't know. I try to put love out there. You know what I mean? So it comes back to me for the most part. You know.
Right on. And bluntness is good. It is like a good form of love to people. You need to
Well,
be
that's
that
my
way.
thing, you know. But some people that have been babied their whole life don't understand that shit. They want somebody to sit there and hold their hand. Like, I'm not that dude. Like, I'm not that friend. Don't come to me for that. I'm gonna be the one who's gonna be like, "Hey, you're fucking up, bro." And like, that's why, like, I feel like a circle should do that. Like steel should start sharpen steel. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm like everyone in Cerberus now. Like, is my fucking brother. Like, I love them so much. Like, we all got mad love for each other. I know at the end of the day, like, I can count on them for almost anything. So I don't know. It's just I don't know that like that shit means a lot to me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And it's fucking dope that you're part of it. And you guys are blowing up more than you think you are. I mean, you're really getting big. And
Yeah, it's going good. You know.
and with your tours, like tell us about some tours that you have coming up.
So I don't think we have any tours planned right now. Just kind of with us switching around the group and with EJ passing and all that, we're just kind of trying to figure everything out. I've been doing a lot of out of state shows. I probably have some more coming up soon. I just gotta wait for them to be announced or whatever. You know what I mean? But I'm constantly traveling around and doing shows. As far as us touring, it's kind of just when we get all together and figure everything out. Like me and EJ were a huge driving force of all of that. So now we're kind of just, reworking our plans and figuring out shit to make it make sense again,
Yeah. Rest in peace, EJ.
Facts.
Big time. He's missed from his fans
That was
as well.
That was a big change for all of us. But so yeah, we're gonna be figuring all that out. We're getting everything together again soon. So hopefully we'll be back on tour soon. I know I'll be going around to a lot of places soon. So, but hopefully we can all get back out there soon.
Well, Johnny, you should have him hit you up when they start to tour.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can not just here in Utah, but I've got other places. We could all talk about that off the camera, though. I like to keep my business like that, in Messenger.
Yeah,
Just hit him up.
I think we might have talked about something before, but some motherfuckers out there don't like me. Like I said, you know what I mean? I'm kind of blunt, and motherfuckers don't like that shit sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's always a lot of different venues.
Yeah.
I'm
always down. I'd love to come
right now. I'm waiting on something right now, and I've been talking with Cody, and I just told him that just let me wait on this one thing, and then I'll get back to you. So I've been talking with Cody for you.
Oh yeah, me and Cody. Are you talking about Manson or what?
Yeah, no, not Manson. Thompson.
Oh no, yeah, Cody's my boy. Yeah, he's the one who booked us in our tour for Oak Harbor, Washington. Yeah, in the first place. Yeah, he's a homie.
Nice.
Oh yeah. So
I do
yeah,
have a question though, and this is like not a in-depth question, but maybe a question that we can get a shocking answer from, because like people look at your image, especially if they don't know you, and they hear your sound and they might just think that's you. Me, and being around music, I could hear your sound and how it's driven and inspired by different genres that you've been able to take and put together in quite a beautiful sound. What is a group or act or just a solo person, even as a little kid, who you inspired you? Maybe you still listen to them and people wouldn't think you listened to that.
So I'm kind of fucking all over the place with music. I think that's kind of why I'm able to jump all over like that, is because I listen to a lot of different shit. Like I listen to a lot of older shit, like James Brown, like Bobby Caldwell and shit like that. But then I also listen to a lot of like 2000s era, like new metal or like rock and stuff. Like, I also listen to a lot of old hip hop, a lot of new hip hop. I'm kind of all over the place with shit I listen to, but huge inspirations for me when I was a kid. Slipknot is obviously a huge one, you know what I mean? I listen to a lot of Korn, a lot of shit like that. One that would probably people don't think I would listen to a lot. I really like Him. I'm a super big Him fan. I fucking love Il Vallo.
Okay.
I got the fucking heartogram tattooed on my fucking middle finger.
Nice.
But that would probably throw a lot of people off. I like a lot of singers. Like I sing a little bit in my shit, so I can really appreciate that. I just like good music in general, though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like I was saying, I could tell that just by the way your music comes out. Like I could hear the different styles melded together quite well.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. That was a really good question, Johnny. Hella good question.
I just didn't know if he was going to pop out with NSYNC or something like that.
Hey man, I'm never opposed to some NSYNC, bro. Some Backstreet Boys, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay. So like, if Backstreet Boys comes on in your car and you got your mask on, I need somebody.
Oh, if it's Backstreet back, I'm going in. I don't give a fuck.
Go live. I want to see this so bad.
If it's Backstreet's back, I'm going the fuck in. See, that's the thing. Like, I miss EJ. That just made me miss EJ so much. Like, the whole time we were on tour, me and EJ would do that. There's so many videos of me and EJ just singing stupid shit at the top of our lungs on tour. Like Blink 182 and shit. Like, I fucking miss that motherfucker, man. We do dumb shit, but yeah, I do that shit all the time. I don't give a fuck. I'll be singing
Right.
Taylor Swift. There's no shame in my game
Nice.
at all. Like I don't give a fuck about what anybody says or thinks about me. I just fucking do my own shit, you know.
So you rock, you could rock the mainstream and you're cool with that,
Yeah, some
you know. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Johnny.
I listen to all types of music, man. I've never been one of those. Like, if you're literally just gonna shut down music because of some preconceived notions, I think you're a fucking idiot, and you're shutting yourself down to a lot of beautiful fucking music. You know, like there's
right.
some songs that I listen to for different emotions. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you gotta be able to embrace everything. You know?
Different moods,
Yeah.
different emotions. And that's hella good to know. And that's probably why your music's so versatile.
Yeah, that's what I see, and that's another thing that I say a lot is like, I feel like an artist should be versatile. Like I hate how
Mhm.
nowadays it's like, oh, this person does this and they're the owner of that style or whatever. And it's like, that shit's whack, bro. Like, I don't like, nobody could ever point at me and be like, oh, he makes this type of music. Cause I can show you a billion songs that sound nothing like that from me. You know what I mean? So I like that. Like, if you really know me, you could just be like, well, he's kind of his own shit. You know, he's him. And that's what I like to be like. You can't really pin me as one thing. Like I make my own music and what I like to make, and that's all I give a fuck about, really.
And you do
And that's
very
good
well,
because like
John.
too many people get out there and they're like, well, I don't want to do this because my fans, and nothing against the fans, but I think an artist should still do what they feel. The good fans are
In
gonna
my
feel it
opinion,
with you.
fuck the fans in that matter, because if they're gonna switch on you because of something you want to make, they're not your fucking real fans. Like
And
I have
like
had,
Yeah.
I have gained any amount of fans that I may have lost for switching up and doing different shit. I've gained triple that because they're like, yo, this is so crazy, bro, that you would even do this. Like, this is sick, you know? Like, so fuck
you
them.
have to
Right.
do it for yourself.
Mm.
That's I make music myself. And my
Yeah,
songs are for me. They're not
yeah,
for everybody. I want to put this out. I'm creating it for myself. And if other people can relate, that's great. But you
yeah.
have to be true to what you want to do. Otherwise, it's bullshit. It's pointless. And nobody can make like something original. Everything's already been done.
And that's my
But
thing. Like, and don't get me
feel is
wrong,
original.
I'm not saying fuck the fans. I'm saying fuck if
Right.
anybody's willing to switch on you over you making a genre change or wanting to make a different style of music, they're
Mhm.
obviously not your fans in the first place, is what I'm saying.
Right.
You know, they were a
Right.
fan of that
Eh,
style of music or that one song that you made that gave them a certain feeling, and now you're making your other shit and they don't fuck with you. Like that's not, they're not a fan of you as an artist. You know what I mean? Like I even
yeah.
have
Oh
fans of
yeah.
me who are like, "Hey, bro, I never listened to this type of music, but you fucking killed that shit. Good, you know what I'm saying? Like good shit, you
Mhm.
know." So you just gotta. That's what I'm saying. Like people will support you as an artist in general if you just, and those are the type of fans that you want. Like
Right.
Right.
Like people that like your shit and your what you do and your work coming from straight from you know, your
yeah.
heart and emotions and mind and all that creativity.
And that's the thing. Like at first, I felt the same way as you. You know, like I was like, fuck anybody else. Like that's why a lot of my music is like, people are like, why do you always talk about killing yourself or this, and that? And it's like, bro, like I deal with a lot of depression. I deal with a lot of mental problems. I fucking grew up really rough. I had a really hard life, and I don't let that shit get to me. So I use my music as a form of therapy, and I talk about a lot of things that I've been through or I've seen people go through or shit I still live through to this day. And at first it was like, fuck you, because I do it for myself. But now it's like, I've had so many people hit me up and be like, dude, like your music saves me. Like the homie
Right.
Creature that just passed away, man, R.I.P. He was a huge fan of mine, bro, and he would hit me up constantly and be like, dude, like your music gets me through the day, bro. Like I'm having a really rough day, and like this specific song is like really helping me through it or whatever. Like, and homie just fucking passed away. Like we've lost two fucking close ass fans. One fan passed away 2 days after he posted a picture of him getting his King in Yellow jersey bundle and shit. Like
Oh,
it's just fucking
Oh, I
crazy,
remember that picture.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
remember
fucking
that
sad
dude's
as fuck.
picture showing off that he got the jersey, and then there was one. I think it was you. I think it was you and EJ standing on each side of a fan, and that's the other guy who passed away. I think.
mhm.
Yeah,
One that just
Creature. I think it was Boogie and EJ standing on each side of him because he went to a show that Salem was
Yeah,
on
that's
out there.
what. Yeah, it was Boogie and EJ. That's right.
But fuck, dude,
right.
yeah, it's like it's crazy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's insane. You know, I don't
Yeah.
know. That shit really fucks me up. But like, I don't know. That shit's happening a lot lately, and we're losing a lot of fucking people and a lot of friends. And I go through this shit a lot, you know, and it like gets to me, and that's why I'm like always there for people. Like I don't want to hear about another one of my people dying. Like I'm probably one of the most interactive artists you've ever seen. Like I fucking somebody will hit me up, and at the very least you'll get a response. Like I have so many fans that I've formed like real connections with because like I genuinely care about how they're doing. I'll check in on them. I'll respond to them constantly. I'll see how they're doing. Like I'm this shit has become more than just music for me at this point. Like I'm doing this for a lot of other people, and I don't know. It's just becoming more than just me at this point, you know.
Right. That's beautiful when your music and you can connect and create like your own community around your music.
Yeah,
Beautiful. It's
it really
beautiful.
is, you know. And like that's the thing. It's like a lot of my music on the surface seems really dark or morbid or depressing, but it's like for people who live through that, it's almost necessary.
Like when I was saying I make music for me, I made it as therapy. I make music as a healing tool. And then
Yeah,
others, if they feel it and they really feel that, then of course they can relate to it. But it is like music is a tool of expression and it's very important. And sometimes you need to go in those dark songs in order to get through your dark shit.
right.
And people should definitely not judge you at all by anything because your music is very deep.
And that's the thing. Like, I think the only thing about my music that really puts people off is the whole anti-religious thing. I'm super anti-religious, but I don't just use that shit as a gimmick. I thoroughly believe that, you know, organized religion is fucking evil. So, that puts a lot of people off sometimes, but I don't care. Like at the end of the day, I like you can hate me or love me, agree with me, disagree, but at least I sparked that conversation. At least you're willing to interact with that. At least you're willing to have somebody respond to you and maybe try to open your mind, you know? Like don't be so closed off. A lot of people shove shit down their throat and I don't know, I'm real even then that's not in like all my songs, but I have a lot of songs that are like directed towards that, and I think that puts some people off. But other than that, it's really like I talk about a lot of shit that a lot of other people talk about nowadays, unfortunately. You know, like a lot of people go through this shit.
Yeah, and I honestly like with the whole religion topic, we have such a vast amount of different belief systems
Yeah,
throughout the whole world, and I think that people are actually growing consciously and they're understanding more about
I agree.
the mind and how really your perception of I don't want to get too religious, but
And I'm not even
it's
against God or someone having a relationship with God or however
mhm,
you want to perceive God. You know what I'm saying? Like if you need that to get you through the day, that's fine to me. But don't
mhm.
try to preach to me like you're gonna save me or
Do you
whatever.
have
'Cause
that? See, I don't really see that a lot in like a lot of our newer generations. To me, that seems like some old school problem, like Footloose or some shit. You know what I'm
well,
saying? It doesn't
I mean,
seem
it
like it's so
depends. Like,
prominent.
I have a crown of thorns tattooed on my fucking forehead, so I can't really go
Mhm.
anywhere without someone looking at me sideways, you know. So I see it probably a lot more than a lot of other people do, but yeah, I think that shit's still alive and well. Like, I was actually talking with this dude about this the other day because he was like, "That's not even like you're fucking labeling Christians," and I was like, "I'm not labeling all Christians. I'm saying." The Christians who do what I'm directly talking about, fuck them, you know. But so it's like I don't know. We were kind of going back and forth about that shit, and I don't. like I was saying, I don't think that all religions are. I don't think you should like believe whatever the fuck you want to believe. I'm not the type of person to tell you what to think, but don't do that to me either. Is basically where I come from. You know what I'm saying? Like, but no, I think that shit's evil. I think all the pedophilia.
There's
I
a
think
lot of
all of
double
the
standards with judgment with religion, which unfortunately that's just the truth in my book.
yeah, and I think that shit's
and
evil. I think all the pedophilia is evil. I think the money laundering from fucking poor people is evil. I think everything about it is fucking evil. I think it in itself is evil. I study a lot of older religions, and I feel like all of these newer religions just take from older religions and make it oppressive. Like, I feel like prayer is an oppressive version of manifestation. Like, instead of teaching you that you can do it for yourself and you were put here on this planet to interact with it and fucking think and do these things for yourself, that if you're a good little boy and you pray to God good enough, maybe you'll get what you need. It's not teaching you to do it for yourself, and it's something that you can make happen.
There's tools in your brain, manifestations and things that people have diverted the credit to just God or whatever.
Well, newer religions are the only religions that teach you that we were just put here randomly. Like, every other religion before that teaches you in some way that you coincide with this planet. We were put here for a reason because you coincide with it. And that's the thing. I'm anti-religious, but I'm very spiritual. I believe in I've done so much research on different religions. Like, I'm firm in where I stand. I don't really align with any religion. And I kind of think that's when you do a lot of fucking research on a lot of different type of religions, that's kind of where you end up. Like, you just kind of have your own understanding of things, and I think that's how everyone should have.
And it should be respected. It should be respected. What everyone's belief system is personal, and nobody should judge and be like, "Oh, you fucking have a crown of thorns on your head." Like, they have no right to. It's wrong. I believe it's wrong.
Right. And they don't want to have that conversation with me because I end up knowing a lot more than they know, and they get real fucking. It's hard when you start getting hit with facts by the guy who looks like a fucking devil in your opinion. It's hard.
Quick question though. What is the number one thing in all of history that religion is responsible for?
Rape?
Murder? Three letters.
I don't know what.
War.
Yeah, well, I guess all that comes with war for sure.
Johnny, what do you think?
I look at it. Well, I tell people that I study all that stuff too. I definitely do not agree with controlled religion. It's why I tell people I'm a spiritual person. I have my beliefs. I am not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. But you take even something as simple as the peace sign and look at it. It is an upside down broken cross. No religion, no war. Therefore, we have peace.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, I feel like it's all just a divider. It's all I got my own opinions on a lot of things, but yeah, I'm super against that. I feel like people should think for themselves. Like, in parts of the Quran, it straight up says, like, pray in a closet, not a church. Like, your relationship with me is your own, not someone else's to sway. Like, it's like, I don't get it. Like, if you read the Torah through the Bible, through the Quran, they're kind of all, well, I guess the Torah and the Quran are kind of real similar, or not the Torah and the Bible are real similar, but the Quran is kind of like completely different. It's weird. Like, it's kind of like God, like, you fucked everything up, and here's what I meant by this, and I don't live here. Like, it would take a lot of fixing for me to come back to a filth hole like this. Yeah, just that's why Muhammad in the Quran is known as God's final prophet, because he says anyone who says they spoke to God after you, let it be known that they're a liar. I will not come back here until you guys fix this. Like, he's pretty much saying everything I gave you in the Bible, you turned into greed and filth, and it's nothing at all of what I meant or wanted. So I honestly believe that's why it's put off so much in the mainstream media, because they don't want people to read that, but.
Well, I encourage everybody to read that.
I think you should read everything. I encourage everybody to, if you want to educate yourself on, don't believe in one thing. Like, don't be like, oh, this is what I believe in, one thing, because there's thousands of other gods and religions and beliefs and entities and other things out there that can make just as much sense or no sense at all. So, like, don't fucking shut your brain down. I don't think if there is a God, he would have gave you a brain to fucking use it. You know what I mean? Like, he would have gave you that shit to use that shit, not just let it sit there and rot.
Well, that's what I meant earlier about expanding the mind and evolution. when
Yeah.
everyone can actually kind of do their research and find their own belief and respect each other's beliefs, that's
Yeah.
expansion right there.
Well,
I
that's
have
the
a
thing. I think
question.
it's a lot less than it used to be, but it's definitely still in the millions. Like, the controlling of that,
It's that polarity. You have the positive and the negative, and it's constantly doing a dance and creating chaos.
Yeah.
That's just life. But I have another question to
Yeah.
change the religious subject, if that's all right.
Yeah, no worries. We'll see what
How how did you come up with your name, Doc Gruesome? It kind of speaks for itself, but I'm just curious if there's a story behind it.
There is actually a kind of a sad story behind it. But so my brother Effect he was like my best friend for like 10 years. We didn't spend more than like a day away from each other. We had our whole business planned around each other, like our whole lives planned around each other basically. And he I was gonna switch my name because at the time I had like some generic ass juggalo name. I think it was Freak Show was my fucking name. And so he wanted to change his name. I wanted to change my name. So we were both kind of thinking of shit. And I couldn't really land on anything that I liked or was like something I wanted to stick with forever. I just needed something to have like that like that pull for me, and I just wasn't feeling it. And he came up with the name Doc Gruesome for himself, and it was super fucking dope. And we started moving forward, working on shit like that. And I was kind of trying to think of something to tie into it. And then he passed away, unfortunately, before he got to release any music as Doc Gruesome or do anything as Doc Gruesome. So I kind of took it on in his honor because I was like, nothing, no name's really going to mean as much to me about putting it on the map as much as this one. So I kind of do it
Nice.
in honor of my brother, you know what I mean?
That's really cool.
So
And
you,
really
so
honorable.
in a sense, you really are your brother's keeper.
Oh, 110%. That's the thing. Like, I don't take that shit lightly. Like, I grew up on my own in the streets. I've been on my own since I was fucking 14 years old. I've lived on my own. I've done everything on my own. Even then, before then, I didn't have much help. You know what I mean? So, um, I've always been like that. What the fuck were we just saying? I just totally brain farted.
Your brother's keeper.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I really hold loyalty to a fucking T, man. Like I grew up really rough and I didn't have blood family to help me out. I didn't have none of that shit means a fucking thing to me. Like loyalty means and respect means the most to me. So I hold that shit near and dear, and I don't call someone my brother for no fucking reason. So when people flip on that shit or things happen, I really take that shit to heart. Um, I end up looking like the asshole in a lot of situations, but I don't give a fuck at the end of the day if I feel like I got someone that can't defend themselves best interests at heart. That's how I'm gonna push, you know what I mean? Like that's how I move. I don't give a fuck. Like at the end of the day, I would hope they would do the same thing for me at death, and all my brothers that are around me right now, I'll do anything for them, and they know that. And I feel like right now I got people around me who would do the same, and that's really what means the most to me out of everything.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's tight. Well, you have our loyalty as fans.
I appreciate that real shit.
And I've been excited about this interview for a long time. I'm one of your fans, so
Thank you.
try not to
Yeah, I was
fan out
excited
like
too.
a crazy fan, but I listen to your music all the time, and you are an inspiration.
Thank
So
you.
I really appreciate you tonight on this interview. And we've gone about an hour and a half. Normally we go, an hour or so. So this has been a great conversation. I'm learning a lot
Yeah.
about you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I've got a
Johnny,
testimony. I've got a testimony to her fandom real quick. So when we first started talking and getting to know each other more than just we saw each other at shows, first thing we were on our way to Shaggy's show, and she's like, "Have you ever heard of Cerberus Click? They're like my favorite."
no, we were
group."
on the way to the tow yard.
And I just
My
looked at
car
her and
got
said,
kidnapped.
"Oh, have I heard of Cerberus Click?" But yeah, like
No, that was like a connection thing. My car got
Oh wait, it was the tow yard
kidnapped.
after the Shaggy
And
show.
we
That's
get in the
right.
car and we start talking. I'm like, do you know Cerberus Click? And it was like, oh, holy shit, you know? But
Yeah.
it was like important. It's like, you know, when you're dating someone and you're like, do you smoke weed? Like, that's important.
Yeah,
You know
like
what I
I
mean?
can't be
It's
with
like
you
one
if
of
you
those
don't get
things.
high, bro. Like I can't do
Like,
that.
you gotta be on my level kind of thing,
Yeah.
you know?
But I
But
smoke a crazy amount of wax. Like I smoke insane amounts of dabs. And my girl
uh-huh.
smokes just as much as me. Like if I was made to feel like I'm crazy because of my weed habit, I would be like, hey bro, we can't do this anymore. I'm sorry.
Right. Right. Like that's important. That's a number one. But Cerberus Click, I was like, all right,
That's
okay.
number 2.
It's too much. It's Cerberus Click
I
or
looked
die. It's like
I looked at her and said, "No, I've never slept on Oogie's couch before."
I'm like, what? You know them? Fuck yeah. But anyways, yeah, your music is definitely an inspiration, especially Cemetery Roads, that the newest one, or one, it's
Thank you.
fairly new, but that song just fucking moved me. And I know it has like that 80s vibe.
Yeah.
Is that
Definitely.
what you were going for? Was it the beat that inspired it, or what inspired that?
I've kind of just always listened to different shit, you know, like 3T, Sisters of Mercy, kind of shit like that. I grew up listening to a lot of Misfits.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. It's Sisters of Mercy kind of vibe. And
yeah,
what was that band? Shit, Bauhaus.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. See, yeah. So I like a lot of that shit. I feel like nobody really makes that type of music anymore, you know.
Hmm.
And it's really, I don't know, like with the whole alternative goth aesthetic that's kind of taken over now that I've kind of always been into. Um, it's like perfect for that. So I think it's kind of like resurfacing something that people forgot was there.
It reminded me of just those goth clubs back in the day. I don't know if you
Yeah,
ever went to those, you know, where they'd
yeah,
have Ministry and Skinny Puppy and like
yep,
everyone would come showed up like that's the real goth shit. Like
yep.
there's a lot of goth is kind of watered down nowadays. Sorry, kiddos, but it's true.
It
It's
really
really
is.
watered
You
down.
know, I grew up in a lot of like goth or like crust punk culture and a lot of shit that's like really popping nowadays that was not fucking cool when I was into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Uh, I grew up on this shit and like I don't know, it was never the cool thing to fucking do. You know what I mean? But now it is. It's crazy how
you
much
were
like alternative
definitely
culture.
an outcast if you showed up in a trench coat and black lipstick and I
Hmm.
mean I'm talking about myself, like I had green hair and did everything goth I could.
I showed up
And I was
for
the
I showed
weirdest
up
fucking kid.
for middle school. They had like a dress up as a musician or something. I came head to
Hmm.
toe, full jumpsuit, mask, and everything as Corey Taylor, and they were like, "All right, I don't know if this is okay," and I was like, "It's okay, fuck you."
Right? That's dope. That's sick.
Yeah,
And
I was
how old were
weird.
you?
I was a weird kid. I've always liked wearing masks. I've always been into special effects. I've always been into horror. I've always been weird, you know. But I guess now
That's good.
weird's cool, so it works out.
You got to be yourself, and that's what makes you so good and so big in music right now. And I'm just watching you grow over the last okay, how long have you been solo? About 2 years.
Yeah, almost two
So
years. Yeah.
it's just 2 years. But you've had your name Dot Gruesome for longer than that, right? Or did you
Um,
have another name
I
before
had
that
my
at all?
name as Dot Gruesome for maybe a year or two before that.
So
Maybe I
what are
think
some
I had
names?
my name as Dot Gruesome since like 2019.
Okay, because I remember being part of an interview. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
When you were interviewed? Okay. So was that about 2019?
No, I think that was around like it was after Play a Hater, so it was like 2020, 2021.
Okay. Yeah, that was a while back. I was trying to remember when. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, it was a
I wanted
couple
to
years
check it out.
back.
Yeah, but that was dope. Like that was a really good interview. And after that, I've been addicted to your music. So
Thank you. Yeah, no, I really appreciate all the fucking support, man. Honestly, like the community that we've been building is insane. Like the amount of love, and it's cool because the amount of love that Hellhounds have for each other is like insane. Like, you know, because we fucking hook people up with shit a lot of times in packages or free shit, or you know, we're not robots. We'll fuck up and send somebody an extra something or whatever the fuck, you know. And like when our fans get shit like that, instead of them just like keeping it or like selling it to somebody or something, they'll do like giveaways for other Hellhounds so they can get merch and shit. Like it's dope. Like the amount of love, like people be checking in on each other and shit. Like it's fucking sick, you know.
that's cool. It takes over. It takes over itself.
Yeah, it's
All of your
beautiful thing.
fans. That's cool. Do you have any fans that you want to shout out? Anybody
Shit.
specific?
I want to say rest in peace to the homie Lionel and rest in peace to the homie Creature. Both of them. That was rough, you know, hearing about them back to back, you know what I'm saying? But we got a lot of dope fans that like really put it down for us. Shout out to Woody. He puts the fuck down, the Wicked Polar Bear. Cody, as you mentioned, he always reps hard for us, you know what I'm saying? Eric reps hard for us. Brian reps hard for us. Brian Andrick, Chris Elam and his wife. Like, there's a lot of fucking fans who put down for us like hard as shit every day, and probably a lot that I'm just like brain farting right now. I know there's a lot that I'm brain farting, but the fact that it's enough for me to fucking forget most of them is fire in my opinion. So I love everybody who supports us, real shit.
Yeah, you don't want to miss anybody. And shout out to all of the Hellhounds out there.
Yeah, everybody,
Yeah.
because I know there's a fucking bunch, and the people who support me in general, even if you're not a huge fan of Cerberus Click, like it means the fucking world. But if you are a fan of me, check out Cerberus Click, because I'm sure you'll fuck with it.
Fuck yeah. Well, I want to end this interview with Carcosa with the last song. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
Kept away from everything I ever loved. It's so hard to be the chosen one if I never they are fucked. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, I suppose, but I feel time froze. Heads up in a way of so cold. I wander the fields all alone. Towards earth, underground, nothing makes a sound. Towards earth, held down, never made me frown. Lost hope, knees bound, fuck getting down. I tweak my crown till I bleed out, and I eat my rounds till I sneak out. I'm beyond death, no need out. King in all realms, I reach out. Exiled in hell, I tweak out. My mentality is dingy, dirty, black and gray. Look around for people, but nobody out to see but snakes. Creatures everywhere I look, never seen it close. True terror, see in person, leave you fucking shook. Kept away from everything I ever loved. It's so hard to be the chosen one if I never they are fucked. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, I suppose, but I feel time froze. Heads up in a way of so cold. I wander the fields all alone. Look around, bigger beasts with talents, like the size. Bodies lies on the ground, blood almost in your thighs. Till you guys while you out to eat your fucking ass alive. Jesus fucked up, now and I'm about to tell you why. The abyss, I am all little bitch, watch me roll. Body's ripped from the bone, where your skin like
Everything I ever loved. I was so
Yeah.
sick. Oh, fucking tight, you guys. You have to listen to Doc Gruesome. I'm making you right now. You have to check out his music. This has been a badass interview. I've enjoyed every second of it. What about you, Johnny? Have you enjoyed this interview too? It's a little bit.
Oh, this was definitely. I just got one last question, just for the clarity of through the camera. Is that Scarface or Mike Myers as that pendant? I've been half an
It's
eyeball all
Myers.
night.
Oh yeah, I was checking that out. That's sick.
Got the fucking knife and shit on the
I
back
thought so.
too.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
That's
cool as fuck.
yeah.
That's
Just
cool.
at the angle, kind of it did look like Al Pacino a little bit.
It could be a little Pacino, yeah. You know.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for getting on this interview. Is there anything else that you would like to share besides the show coming up and all these albums coming out pretty much every month and
Yep.
your big
Yeah.
album next year? What else you
Yeah.
got to shout out?
That's pretty much it. Make sure you go fucking buy tickets to that show on October 15th. I got fucking the link all over my shit, or you can feel free to hit me up for it. And Tombstones and Funeral Homes dropping in like 4 days, 3 days, some shit like that. So keep your fucking eyes out. All the pre-orders should be going out. We got all the fucking shit done and ready to go out to people. So keep your fucking eyes out for that. Make sure you slap the fuck out of that when that shit comes out. And we also got some new videos coming out soon too. So should be a new single video for Postmodern soon, and then another one for Tombstones and Funeral Homes. So.
Oh yeah, and any merch, like just check
No.
out
CerberusCake.com.
Cerberusclick.com for merch. All right. All right. Fuck yeah. Well, thank you again. And thank you everybody for watching. We appreciate you and have a good night.
Yep.